Welcome to this video demonstrating how to manage discrepancy notes in Open Clinica for the Arctic trial. In this video, I'm going to explain how to search for and display discrepancy notes, how to change the status of discrepancy notes, and how to update and correct data. To view discrepancy notes for your centre, from the home page or the subject matrix, click the Notes and Discrepancies button in the navigation bar. At the top of the page, you'll see a summary table. In the first column, we have what is known as the resolution status. The other columns show us the various types of discrepancy notes, and in the final column, we have the total number of discrepancy notes for each resolution status. Beneath the summary table is a larger table listing all of the discrepancy notes in the dataset for your centre. This table shows you the study subject ID that the discrepancy note belongs to, the type of discrepancy note, the resolution status, the site ID, which is the name of your centre, the number of days the discrepancy note has been open and the number of days since it was last updated, the event name, the CRF name, the entity name, which is the internal ID used in the dataset, the entity value, which is the piece of data that caused the validation to fail, the description, which is the red text that was displayed prior to saving the validation error, and finally the assigned user. You can apply various filters if you are searching for a particular discrepancy note or group of discrepancy notes by using the grey bars underneath the column headers. For example, if I only want to see the discrepancy notes for a certain subject, I can enter their study number in the grey box under Study Subject ID. If I press Enter on the keyboard or click Apply Filter in the Actions column, then the only discrepancy notes displayed will be those belonging to that subject. I can click Clear Filter to go back to viewing all discrepancy notes. Similarly, if I wanted to view all the discrepancy notes with the status of Updated, I can click in the grey box under the resolution status and select Updated from the drop-down list. As you can see, I don't have any discrepancy notes with that status at the moment, so the table appears blank. So now I've briefly covered the Notes and Discrepancies page, let me demonstrate how to change the resolution status for a discrepancy note. You can see the discrepancy notes raised in the previous video, and this one in particular, asking me for a value for the question, were the membranes ruptured before labour? Let's imagine that I still don't know the value, but I have some additional information that I want to add. In this situation, I can change the resolution status from New to Updated, and to do that, I click on the View icon over in the Actions column, which is the blue icon with the magnifying glass, and this will open up a pop-up window and some more information regarding the discrepancy note. And to add the additional information, all I need to do is click on the Update Note button, and I can now type in some additional information. The Set to Status drop-down list has automatically selected Updated as the new status, which is what we want in this case. Now I can click on Submit and Exit, and you'll see a message in the pop-up window telling you that the discrepancy note has been saved into the database before the pop-up window closes itself down automatically. You'll notice that in the summary table, the status of one of the new discrepancy notes has now been changed to Updated, and within the discrepancy note table itself, you can see that the resolution status has changed from New to Updated, and its flag has changed from red to gold. If you were to click on the View icon again for this discrepancy note, you'll see in the pop-up window the information we have just entered. And now we can close that down. Now let's say I do know the value for the question, what was the APGAR score at 5 minutes, and I want to enter the data into the CRF. To do that, click on the View Within Record icon, and you will be redirected to the tab within the CRF that question appears on. Here you can see the flag for the question, were the membranes ruptured before labour, that we just updated has changed to the gold updated flag, and if we hover the mouse over that flag, you'll see the update message that we just saved. So now I want to add in the new data I have for what was the APGAR score at 5 minutes. When a form has been marked as complete, like our entry form here, the form is in a status called Administrative Editing. What that means is that if I want to change any data, in this case change what was the APGAR score at 5 minutes from blank to a value, we must provide a reason for changing that data. So once we've changed the value, if we press save, you'll see a message at the top of the page, similar to when a discrepancy note is created, and a red exclamation mark next to the question whose value we have just changed. The message states that because we have changed some data since the CRF was marked as complete, we must provide a reason for change discrepancy note for this item before it will allow us to save the new data within the dataset. To do this, simply click the flag next to the question that has been changed and click the Proposed Resolution button in the pop-up window. Similar to when we updated the discrepancy note, you need to enter a description and any additional notes. Note that this time the drop-down for Set to Status has defaulted to Resolution Proposed. Once you've entered this information, click Submit and Exit. If you are changing the value of multiple questions in this section during administrative editing, you need to do this for every question that is changed. Now that we've added the Resolution Proposed discrepancy note, we can click Save. If we go back to the previous tab, you can see the data has saved successfully with a green flag indicating that a resolution has been proposed for the previously blank data. If we exit the form and go back to the Notes and Discrepancies page, you can now see the resolution status of the discrepancy note has changed from New to Resolution Proposed in the summary table. And within the discrepancy note table itself, you can see that the resolution status has changed from New to Resolution Proposed, and its flag has changed from red to green. Now there are times where you're going to need to resolve a discrepancy note by changing its status to Resolution Proposed without changing the data within the form. For example, in this case where the first recorded temperature on admission to the neonatal unit after birth was outside the expected range of 32 to 39 degrees Celsius. Let's imagine that we need to say yes, this data is correct, even though it falls outside of the typically expected range. To do this, we can either click on the View Within Record button, click the flag as before, and propose a resolution without making any changes to the CRF. Again, we need to enter some relevant information into the description field to explain why we are not changing this data even though the value we have given has failed validation. Once that has been entered, we can click Submit and Exit to save the note just as before. Alternatively, you can do this directly from the Notes and Discrepancies page without the need to go directly into a CRF. To do this, just click the View icon, which opens the same pop-up. Click the Proposed Resolution and enter the description, and then click Submit and Exit. Again, you can see the resolution status of the discrepancy note has changed from New to Resolution Proposed in the summary table. And also, within the discrepancy notes table itself, you can see that the resolution status has changed from New to Resolution Proposed, and its flag has changed from red to green. And if I were to click on the View icon again to open the pop-up window, I'd be able to see the information that I've just saved. So that concludes this data management podcast and the series of training videos for the Arctic trial. We've looked at how to randomise subjects into the Arctic trial, how to enter data within OpenClinica, and how to manage that data by changing the status of discrepancy notes and updating the data for a CRF marked as complete. Hopefully this series of podcasts and the accompanying training exercises will help you to successfully enter and manage data into OpenClinica for the Arctic trial. Thank you for watching.